What's up with it, guys? We are at the beautiful Chua Vinh Nham in District 3. It's a beautiful pagoda by where we used to live. This was the neighborhood we lived the longest in Saigon. So today we're gonna show you District 3, which is one of Saigon's most interesting and dynamic neighborhoods. And we're gonna give you guys a little bit of a look around and we're gonna see what we see. All right, guys, so now we're gonna wander over to our old favorite smoothie fruit spot. I don't know exactly how to explain it to somebody from the West, but it's kind of like, they have these things here called cintas, and they're basically smoothie spots, but they also do things like mixed fruit and, you know, ice cream and coffee dishes. So we're gonna show you guys that, and I'll tell you a little bit about what life is like on the ground at the moment. It seems like some people are wearing masks and some people aren't. I'm not sure exactly what's officially required right now, but
it says on Grab, like you're supposed to wear a mask in public places, but I don't know what that means really.
And honestly, like it's like kind of hit or miss. I mean, you can't be too mad at people who are still wearing masks, because you guys who are not here, you may not know a little bit about what went down here over the pandemic, but it was a very, very draconian and extreme lockdown, and they scared the people. So it might take a little bit of time for people to relax a little bit, but I want you guys to observe as we walk around District 3. This is a central district, so you are in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City, and I want you guys to get a feel for what you think the situation is like. All right, guys, so as you can see, loads and loads of normal people not wearing masks, just chilling. People going about their lives as usual, but like I said, you will have some people who wear them. So now the question is, should you wear them as a foreigner? Now, I'm not gonna get into whether or not you think, you know, what you think about this whole pandemic thing, because that's a whole different conversation, right? All I'm gonna get into is whether or not you should or you shouldn't wear one here. I'm gonna tell you right now that if you don't wear one here, I don't think in most situations anyone's gonna say anything to you about it. But like I said, you need to bear in mind that during the pandemic, you know, the lockdowns here were a lot crazier and a lot more intense than the lockdowns that you most likely experienced. And they scared the out of people. So, you know, it might take a minute or two, you know, it might take a month or two for people to start being able to calm down a little bit. There's gonna be some people who are still very afraid of the pandemic. So whether or not you should wear it is really up to you. I tend to just put it on my chin, and I keep a mask on anyway in Saigon because dust and pollution, it can be a real problem here. And COVID's not the only thing that can kill you. You know, you can get a lot of tropical illnesses here that make COVID look like a walk in the park. My first year here, Mish had pneumonia. I had a walking pneumonia, and then I got a blood clot in my stomach. So, you know, you're in a developing country, guys. You know, wearing a mask may not actually be the worst thing you do. Take a look at the amount of traffic coming through here right now. You're breathing all this in, you know, all the construction dust, admissions, you know, so it's not only about COVID. People wear masks here for a lot of reasons. What's up with it, guys? So we stopped over at a banh mi spot that does all vegan banh mi. We got the YouTube, don't worry, we're gonna make you famous. This is Fingerprint Chai, and they make really good banh mi's. I love this place. But we're in District 3, so I had to stop over and check it out. We'll show you guys what the food looks like. All right, guys, so since we're right next to a pagoda, there's always gonna be really good vegetarian food. This is true anywhere in Vietnam. This place is called Fingerprint Chai. I order from them once in a while. They do really good banh mi sandwiches, and they also do my huang, which is a really good soup. They do a dry version of it here. This is the fried mushroom banh mi. So as you can see, we have fried mushrooms in there, a little bit of cucumber, and do you put sauces or any spices?
Creamy soy sauce.
So she uses a creamy soy sauce. And now, which one is this?
This one I have ordered the barbecue, tofu.
So this is the barbecue tofu. So what's on this? What is the ingredients?
You mean the banh mi?
Yeah.
It's just like flour, made from flour, the banh mi, right?
No, the sauces.
Oh, the sauce made from soya bean and soy oil.
So soya bean and soy oil. Let's see if it's any good.
And the sour taste you feel is from lemon juice.
Oh.
We got you some rosemary and thyme. Yeah, inside.
Wow.
That is really good. You can taste it. You can taste the rosemary. Delicious. And some vegetables mixed in. At the bottom, a little bit of a lettuce mix. This is really good, guys.
All right, guys. So this is the fake meat, banh mi.
Barbecue tofu, right?
Take a look.
This has another name. We call it mock meat.
Meat. Mock meat, yeah.
All right, what's the verdict?
Let's try
It's
it.
your
Ooh,
lemongrass.
beautiful. This photo over there is cool.
This one spicy, okay?
Oh, perfect. Nong.
Wow, really good.
And what I love about these places, guys, is that, you know, it's very quick and easy and to go. And like when I'm in Hanoi, I love those little to-go banh mi kind of spots. So I'm really happy to see that there's some of them here in Saigon also. Because a lot of times in Saigon, you'll see the little food trucks doing the banh mi. And there's a few chains that do the banh mi. But this is kind of a nice setup. It's something between a restaurant and a chain. And it's very easy to get food quickly, get in and out. Very convenient, and so it helps that it's a vegetarian menu. And it's not only fake meat. It's tofu, it's fried mushrooms. You have a lot of variety. Because I'm not a huge fan of the fake meat personally. I like tofu or mushrooms rather than that. But Mish loves the fake meat, right?
Depends which one.
Okay, what about that? What's the verdict on this one?
It's good.
It's good?
I like it.
I like
some
it.
Some of them are good, some of them are weird.
What about
Just
this
gotta
one?
try it. It's good.
Hey, Kak Bang Oi, guys. So this is the stuffed tofu. They stuff the tofu with lemongrass. It's delicious. It's very similar to like a lot of dishes you get where it's just this tofu by itself. But they've kind of taken a different spin on it and put it on the bread, and I'm sure it's going to be just as delicious as the last sandwich. I'm going to miss the food so much in Saigon, but I am going to Malaysia next, which is food heaven, so you guys will have to look for that too. Yeah.
It's good?
I mean, it's basically Dao Hu Chen Sao, which is just fried tofu with lemongrass, a very common dish in Vietnam. But there's some peanuts and a bit of herbs and spices and vegetables mixed in. Very nice. Yeah, if you're in District 3, come check out Fingerprint Chai. All right, guys, we are fully fed, and we're back walking the streets of Wan Ba, District 3. This street is known for artists. So up and down Nam Ki Khoi Nhan, you have a lot of art galleries and this type of thing. It's a very cool little neighborhood. There used to be a really good little rooftop bar over here that I used to like to go to, but I'm not sure if they survived the pandemic or not.
Yeah, Mary Jane's.
Yeah, it was you could smoke weed there. They didn't care. It was a pretty relaxed kind of environment. But the reason I liked it, it was very inexpensive to get like a non-alcoholic drink, and it had really nice views of the area. But I have no idea if they survived. So let's cover some of the stuff that you guys might need to know. Officially, you're supposed to wear masks. In reality, not so many people do it. I tend to keep one on my chin because I don't want to freak anybody out. And during like the height of the pandemic, it was getting a little bit weird with foreigners. So I didn't want to make anybody uncomfortable or make myself stick out any more than I needed to. So I kind of stay with that sort of same frame of mind and recognize that, you know, like I said, some people had a more traumatic experience here because of the way the lockdowns went down. So if there are people who are still kind of, you kind of have to be a little bit understanding and try not to judge them too much, because their experience here was a lot crazier than what most likely you would have experienced in the country you're coming from. I mean, unless you're coming from like PRC or something, the lockdown in Saigon was pretty hardcore. So, you know, most people don't give a shit. Many people don't wear masks, or they just wear them on their chins. But, you know, as a foreigner, I try my best to, you know, not stick out too much. I'm a big white dude with tattoos, so I already stick out like a sore thumb. So if, you know, wearing this stupid thing on my makes people feel a little bit better, then I don't mind doing it. All right, guys, so next we're gonna take you to our favorite smoothie spot. Like I said, it's called a Sinta, which basically just translates into smoothie, but This place has been here for a long time. When we first moved here, we lived across the street, so we used to come here a lot. And this place is very different than a typical smoothie spot. It's very high quality at a very, very reasonable price. So we're gonna go have a snack over there, and then hopefully we can, you know, avoid most of the rain as we work our way through District 3. So for those of you who don't know, you know, a little bit about the geography of Saigon, District 3 is basically like a little cutout of District 1. It's still very much the city center, but it's a lot more local compared to District 1. There's only a couple main tourist attractions in District 3. The pagoda we showed you, the area there has a lot of beautiful pagodas in that general area, but that's the main one that many tourists come to see. And then the second would be the War Museum, which is probably the most renowned of attractions in District 3. District 3 is not the cheapest place you can live in Saigon. A luxury apartment that costs $700-800 a month in District 2 could easily cost more than $1,000 a month here. A serviced apartment that would cost you maybe $300 in Bintan might cost you anywhere from $400 to $500 here. So, you know, District 3 is very much the city center. It can get very, very congested at times. The road we're walking on now is called Lichintang, and this road becomes absolutely mental at around 5 o'clock. So by the time we get out of the Sinta, we'll see if traffic is in full swing today. But like, as you guys can see, nobody's tripping on seeing us. We haven't had any dirty looks. Like I said, I wear the mask on my chin because I just, you know, I don't know how each individual feels, and I don't want to make any or make anybody uncomfortable. You know, I know that I'm a guest in the country, so I try to be respectful, but largely nobody gives a shit. The mask's on my chin 90% of the day. Nobody looks at me dirty or says anything weird to me. You can see the traffic. There's lots of people that are not wearing masks. So I wouldn't let that worry you too much, guys. It's not too big of an issue. This is the reality on the street, you know? There's the official policy, and then there's the real policy. And today we're gonna show you the reality. And hopefully that will give you the confidence you need to either visit Vietnam or continue with your plans of coming here or whatever your intentions are. Xin chào. Hey, xin chào.
Xin chào. Alright guys, so they have a huge menu here. They have fruit smoothie, ice cream, coffee, fruit juice, fruit mix yogurt, fruit mix ice cream, and chilled fruit. So that's like chopped up fruit too they have.
You can see very reasonable prices, $1 to $2 for basically anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the works, man. I'm gonna get the Chai Kai with the Kem Chai Kai and Yogurt.
Oh.
So that's yogurt, ice cream, and mixed fruit.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you thinking?
Probably the same as usual, the strawberry and yogurt. I think it's Yao Yam Yogurt, right?
I think so. I don't know if I say yogurt correctly.
I don't remember.
But let's see.
It's like chopped up strawberry though. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
It's not like a smoothie. I'll see if I can find it.
Emily, can I have Yao
Yao Yam Yogurt? Oh, okay.
Home Yao?
Có dầu tằm,
Oh, strawberry.
blueberry,
Oh, boysenberry. And for Chai Kai, Kem Chai Kai,
trái cây dầm kem,
and yogurt.
trái cây dầm.
Chai Kai, Kem, yogurt.
Kem cafe đá.
Có đường. Sugar.
No sugar.
Humdo.
Yeah, come on in. So, what did you get?
So I ended up getting the coconut ice cream and coffee.
All right, guys. So I got the mixed fruit with the ice cream and the yogurt. So that's Chai Kai is mixed fruit, and Kem is ice cream, and I think it's yogurt, but I just say yogurt. They understand, so it's fine. And this place has been in business for a minute, guys. So anyway, I'll show you the food. Look, you got Trada, Hai Li. Come on. How can you go wrong? You get the free tea with the fruit. I mean.
So this is the address. We say Mocham Bomoi Hai, Vichantang. And it's called Sinta bông mồi hai.
So this is a really interesting spot for people watching at night, guys. You can come out here and there'll be lots of young people hanging out, and you know, it's not all about alcohol here. There's a second floor. People like the cafe culture. They chill upstairs and they just, you know, have some fruit or some ice cream. And all right, here we go. This is the Kem Cafe. So this is coconut ice cream with Vietnamese coffee at the bottom. This is actually one of my favorites.
So much.
I really love it. It's amazing. And they give you the crushed ice. So you can actually really stretch out your snack here by adding ice to it over and over and over. Oh, and all right, it has arrived. What's up, guys? So I've got yogurt, which is really nice and thick, fresh yogurt, mixed with strawberry ice cream and boysenberries, mixed fruit, you name it. There's gonna be some jackfruit, some pineapple in here. And then what you do is as you eat some of it, you just keep adding the ice to it. And you can really stretch your snack out for a long time. This place is fantastic, guys. This is one of my favorite spots in all of Saigon. I haven't been here in at least a year. Let's see if it's still awesome. I got a boysenberry.
Is it as good as we remember?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, how can you go wrong with mixed fruit, ice cream, and yogurt? There's a piece of jackfruit, I think, here. Yeah, it's really delicious.
All right, let's see what the verdict is. Is it as good as 1 year ago? Usually I mix it until it's like cream. See how it's melting like cream?
Wow, that's very good. They have some strong coffee here.
Usually I order the strawberry, but it's not in season at the moment, so this is also one of my favorites though. I know today it's raining, but on a hot day, this will save you. You know, because the ice cream's cold, the yogurt's cold. They give you fresh ice. It really cools you off when it's like 40 plus degrees here.
Show them this, show them the madness. Look, I got a lychee.
Ooh, so good.
I got a real lychee. Or is that maybe a rambutan?
Oh.
Em ơi, trứng chín. Trăm ơi.
50, okay. 200 yen. In, if I'm saying it from the north. Guys, that was 80K, so that's like less than $4. Come on, Konkuchi. So I get back 120,000 Vietnam dong. So basically we paid 80,000 for the coffee with ice cream and that mixed fruit and, you know, the trada, and it's a nice environment. I mean, so two people and I'm stuffed between the banh mi's and the fruit. Oh my God. So just between those two meals, maybe we barely spent $10 between 3 banh mi's and these 2 cafe dishes, like desserts here basically. All right, guys, just as I suspected, the closer we get to 5 o'clock, the busier this gets. So we just came from the Sinta spot. We had a bomb banh mi, and now we're gonna go wander back deeper into District 3, into our old neighborhood, and see what it looks like now, and show you guys what it looks like on the streets. So you have a real impression of what's actually going on out here, and not just some bullshit in a Facebook group. So yeah, it's important to give context, guys. That's like the most important thing. And you have to understand that Vietnam is a place that has official rules, then it also has the way things actually work. So there's an official rule, and then there's the way things play out in reality. So officially, you need to wear a mask, but as you can see, in reality, lots of people don't, some people do. I don't think too many people are going to say much to you. I doubt that any authorities will say anything to you. It's pretty unlikely. But if you don't want to freak people out because, you know, like I said, they went through a much more traumatic lockdown experience than other countries, then maybe just wear one on your chin or something, and, you know, who does it really hurt? Anyway, guys, this was our old street. This was the street we used to live on. Our apartment was there at the very end of this hem. A hem is an alleyway, guys. Anyway, we're gonna wander further into District 3 and see what's up. So guys, this is our old neighborhood. This is where we lived the longest in Saigon. When we first moved here, we had a real short-term place for like a month. Then we moved into an apartment up here on that hem, which is an alleyway we showed you. And now we're gonna walk over towards our second apartment that we spent, I would say, probably the second most time in. Yeah, it's gonna be a memory lane trip for us.
Hey guys, so it's like almost 5 p.m. It's about 4:45. The traffic is getting thicker and thicker. And to be honest, you really should wear some kind of mask for pollution at this time, because I forgot mine and I already got a headache, you know, just from the fumes.
You can get sore throats, respiratory infections. Like I said before, there's a lot more things in Saigon that'll kill you than you know, you got to remember there's like 13 million people here officially, and unofficially there's probably many more. And most of those people are either on a motorbike or in a car. And there's no such thing as inspection here the way there is in some Western countries where they check the emissions of the vehicle. So you could pretty much drive anything. You know, the other thing you've got to remember, guys, is there's massive amounts of growth, construction, development. There's lots of construction materials and dusts. You know, there's also the coal that is used in Vietnam is some of the cheapest and dirtiest coal that you can use. A friend of mine is a Russian VQ guy. He's an engineer here, and he works on power plants here in Vietnam, and he told me that the grade of coal they burn is like similar to the garbage they burn in Mongolia that, you know, ends up, you know, just creating a completely toxic environment. But what's good about Saigon is it's relatively close to the ocean. So we get some, you know, air pressure that comes from the ocean to move some of the smog around. Hanoi isn't so lucky. So a lot of the year they sit in a bubble of dust and pollution and factory emissions. And, you know, Saigon's a bit less industrial and it has a little bit more air pressure that comes through here. So the air tends to be a bit better. But I would still highly recommend wearing a mask. And I said, like I said, this has nothing to do with COVID. It's about construction material, dust, tropical illness. If you've never lived in a developing country, guys, you know, you can get extremely sick here. So I don't want to underestimate that, how sick you can get. I nearly died here twice, and my wife nearly died here. And look at this little guy. Hello. Hello. All right, guys, I want to show you this. So this is the most many about in Saigon. This place is crazy. Let's go see what rush hour looks like. So right here, guys, this roundabout, if you go this way, it's towards District 10. This way is towards District 10 also. The way we just came is District 3 in Phu Nhang, and this is the direction towards District 1. So we're gonna go more towards District 1 now, but we're gonna show you guys, you know, one of the craziest roundabouts in all of Ho Chi Minh City.
That's weird.
Alright guys, let me show you how to cross the street in the Big Sagizi. You go nice and slow, Di Chum Lai. And things have a way of working themselves out. Yo, so if you guys just seen the crossing we just did and the traffic.
Oh my God, I don't miss it.
I don't miss it either, to be honest.
It's better on video. It's better for you guys.
It's better for you guys. Once I started getting really sick, I moved out of the city center and up into high rises and stuff. And honestly, if you're gonna live in Southeast Asia long term, for your health, it's probably a better decision. For my health, it was a better decision.
Yeah.
So, you know, just remember, guys, these the Vietnamese people were wearing masks before masks were cool, okay? So, you know, there is a reason why people wear them, and it's not only you shouldn't assume that it's only
Right.
and you shouldn't be so hard on people if, you know, you're not totally sure what they went through. You know, you might have been somewhere where the lockdown wasn't so serious, but here in Vietnam, it was quite intense.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's good to try to be empathetic for others and to try to put yourself in the position of others. Now, me personally, I'm not taking any more of these shots, and I don't want to go to countries that are still hanging on to this, because this isn't 2019 anymore, guys. This is 22 now. We know a lot more than we did before. Anyways, we're gonna keep roaming on into District 3, and we're gonna see what it looks like today. We're gonna see what life is like on the streets and see how things look after the pandemic. So guys, I'll tell you a little story. So the first year that Misha and I were out here, she ends up getting double pneumonia. I end up getting walking pneumonia. I had a cough that would make me like literally start involuntarily hacking my lungs up. And
I think this was 2018.
it was the most bizarre thing ever. Like, I would be totally okay, and then suddenly I just couldn't breathe at all, and I'd start coughing like crazy. And that was my first year here, and that had nothing to do with COVID. Some easy shit teaching English out here, because guys, Saigon is a mega city and it's a tropical environment, and you're coming from a different part of the world where the bacteria is different, you know. So the local people have immunity to a lot of the bacteria that's here. If you're coming from a place like America, Australia, or Canada, you are not going to have that immunity, and it can be very difficult to be really, really sick in a country where you don't speak the language and you don't have too many relationships. So it's always important to keep that in the back of your mind. The biggest challenge for me with Vietnam, the only thing that I really, really don't like about it is that I don't think it's very healthy. You know, it is a highly toxic environment in most of the major cities, with the exception of maybe like Da Nang, but even they have problems with water pollution and occasionally air quality issues. Nothing like Hanoi or Saigon. You know, and a lot of this comes from a lack of infrastructure. A lot of it comes from, you know, bad business practices by corporations and corruption and this type of stuff. And, you know, it's going to take them some time to sort some of these problems out. So you have to, you know, you have to keep in mind that when you come to a place like Vietnam, you know, you are coming to a developing country, and it has a lot of challenges and things that it still needs to work through. So just bear that in mind and be patient, and you can definitely have some tremendous opportunities out here. You can make lots of money in Vietnam if you get the right opportunity. You know, it all depends on you, you know. And then some people say, oh, you can't make a lot of money here. And I think that's just them, you know, kind of projecting their experience, because I came out here and I did a little bit of teaching. It took me a couple years, but I eventually created my own consulting business. And now I do pretty well, and I've increased my standard of living by a lot. And you know, if I had not come to Vietnam, if I had not gotten sick and not worked in the public schools and not had the experiences that I've had here, I would never have became the person I am today. So I will always be indebted to Vietnam. I love this country. I love the Saigonese. The Saigonese are what makes this city, guys. They're just fantastic people, warm, welcoming. It's just a really good place, and it's always going to be in my heart. But don't kid yourself, you know? Don't come here with rose-colored glasses. There's a lot of problems with pollution. There's a lot of problems with corruption. You know, there's a lot of things going on here that you don't know, because, you know, your first year or two is your honeymoon. It's where you first, you know, everything's exciting, everything's amazing, you know? And the reality starts to sink in once you've lived here for a couple of years. Now, I'm not saying it's not a worthwhile place. I love Saigon. I love Vietnam. But, you know, it's not for everybody. Not everybody is going to do well here. A lot of people are going to hate it here. I've met a lot of people who last about, you know, anywhere from 2 to 6 months, and then they run back where they came from. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be you. I mean, everybody's different. But it's important that if you think about coming to a country, you try to get an honest assessment of the situation, you know? You don't want somebody who's going to just tell you everything that's amazing. And I feel like that's what most of these travel bloggers do. They go to a place for fucking 3-4 days, la-di-da, everything's amazing, it's so incredible, we never expected this, blah, blah, blah. And they don't cover the good and the bad, you know? Because there's a lot of both. And Saigon is one of those cities, man. You know, you either love it or hate it. You know, or sometimes a little bit of both. What's up with it, guys? It's your boy Uncle Chin Diaper, aka your teacher. So I want to tell you guys, we are in the center of Saigon. We're in District 3. This is the monument for the monk who burnt himself alive during the Vietnam War. It's an immensely important monument for, you know, the people of Vietnam, and it's one of those parts of history that leaves a really profound effect on you, you know? Anyone who sees those photos, it doesn't matter if it's now or, you know, 20, 30 years in the future, are going to be taken back by the photos of the monk burning himself alive in the streets of Saigon. A little context on that, the government that was being supported by the US in the South, you know, they were largely made up of the Catholic minority. So there was persecution of the Buddhists, and they were passing laws that deeply offended the Buddhists, which led to uprising. And that's what led to actually the monk burning himself alive. So I do implore you to look into the history. Saigon is a city with a lot of history. It's a fun city. It's a little bit crazy, but it has a lot of layers, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on here that, you know, when you first get here, you're not gonna understand. And even after living here for a number of years, I speak the language on a basic level. I have decent business relationships. There's a lot I still don't understand, and I have to defer to my Vietnamese relationships. This is a place of layers, guys. All right, guys, so this was the first neighborhood that we lived in Saigon.
Went into?
Yeah, this is one of the more important streets that cuts through District 3 all the way into District 1. It's changed a lot since when we first came here. A lot of the businesses have flipped. Saigon, even before the pandemic, is a city that always changes. District 3 is a really nice neighborhood, guys. Really local, but still very much in the center. I like it. I think if you're just starting out in Saigon, Wan Ba is a good spot. Hey, Xin Chào Anh. Yeah, it's not the worst place you could start, guys. I'll be honest with you. The only thing I would say is if you're older, you have any kind of, you know, breathing problems or health problems, it may make more sense to start out in one of the towers on the outskirts of the city. But if you're younger and you just want to be in the heart of it all, District 3 is great. The only thing I will say about this area, guys, is at this time it can get very, very, very thick with traffic and motorbikes. But it's a beautiful neighborhood, as you can see. And as you can see by looking around us, hardly anybody is wearing masks. I mean, the kids are not, a lot of the adults are not, grandma's not. And it seems, you know, like life has gone back to normal. So, you know, bear in mind that, you know, Vietnam is still developing. It's still got a lot of challenges, but it doesn't mean that it's not an awesome place. It's been really good to us, and I think, you know, for the right type of person, this is a great, great place to be to start, you know, maybe something new in your life that you never thought was possible. All right, guys, so this was the very first hem that we lived on when we came to Saigon. We were just down here on the right. There's this public school up here, and we were in this hotel just next to the public school. I'll show you guys it's a sub hem off this hem. So basically, this is an alley that connects two big roads, and then we were down this little side alley here. But this was my very first exposure to Saigon. You know, we stayed at a hotel for like a day or two, a couple days from here, and then we ended up getting this place for a month. And you know, eventually we did end up in high rises, but we spent probably almost like nearly the first 4 years living around this neighborhood and this general part of Saigon. District 3 is very big, bear in mind, guys. District 3 is huge. District 1 is even bigger. So if you look straight down here, guys, at the very end, this was our old apartment blocks. We were on the right at the end of this alleyway, and we used to drink beer with these guys who did the motorbikes and stuff. Every time we came home, they'd always try to give us beer, and sometimes it was tough because I'd come from jiu-jitsu and I just want to take a shower, be sweaty and dirty and want to eat something, and then the next thing I know, I've got like beer and seafood in my hands, and nobody wants me to pay for anything. And we got like really offended one time when I tried to give them beer as a present to show I appreciated all the free always giving us. It was a real introduction to Saigon, wasn't it, Mish?
Yeah, it was. We didn't know anything.
Yeah, we were clueless, guys. You know, we were just starting out. I've been through a lot. I've been through heaven and hell in this city, guys. I love this place, and this place has nearly killed me. All right, guys, so basically Saigon is a city of big boulevards and hems, and this is a hem, so this is an alleyway. District 3 has some really cool hems because it's the city center, so there's a mix of like Vietnamese businesses, but also like kind of trendier, more international types of businesses. You never know what you're gonna find down a hem. So we're just gonna creep on through here, come out onto Wing Ti Minh Khai, which is a main boulevard that intersects from all the way from the border of District 5, District 1, and District 3, all the way through District 3, and then ultimately into District 1 again. Because, you know, it's kind of hard to explain, but the map here, District 1 sort of wraps around District 3. And as you guys can see, there's so much going on in these little alleyways. All right, guys, so we're gonna head out onto Wing Ti Minh Khai. Once again, another main artery, another street we used to live on. One of my favorite vegetarian restaurants is just across the street from here on Wing Ti Minh Khai. But we're gonna go wander over into Tao Den Park, which is one of the main parks here in central Saigon. It's a park we used to live across the street from, actually. Yeah, so, you know, here you are again in big open boulevard. And you can see life is back to normal since the pandemic for the most part. The only thing I would say I noticed is that traffic does seem to be a little bit less than what I remember it being. Maybe some people have stayed home in the countryside since the lockdown, I'm not sure. There does seem to be a little bit less foreigners, but I mean, tourism is gonna take some time to get, you know, moving again. And I have seen tourists. We were walking around here the other day, just kind of reminiscing and getting some errands done. And we saw quite a few tourists. So there are some people that are for sure in town, and that's really cool. A lot of times Saigon gets overlooked by tourists who want to come to Vietnam. They'll come to Saigon for a day or two, they'll go see Boi Vien, maybe go to a museum or something, and then they'll end up you know, going off to, you know, more popular destinations for travelers and backpackers. But you know, if you really want to experience Saigon, I think it's very difficult to encapsulate the city in a couple days. I mean, I feel like it's really hard to encapsulate the city even in a couple of years. I mean, like I said earlier in the video, guys, there is layers going on here. There is so much going on that even when you think you sort of understand it, it makes you scratch your head. So this is our old neighborhood, basically, guys. For Mish and I, we're strolling through memory lane. All right, guys, so this is our old street, actually. This is where, when I was the sickest that I ever was in Saigon, I was living. You remember?
Wing Ti Minh Khai.
Wing Ti Minh Khai và Cap Man Tang Tam. And this is Cap Man Tang Tam, which is one of the craziest. If you think you've seen traffic, you ain't seen traffic till you've seen Cap Man Tang Tam, especially in District 10. District 3, it's hectic. District 10, it's the wall. All right, we're gonna cross. So we're gonna head over to Tao Den Park. and we'll show you guys a little bit more. Now we're technically in District 1. So as soon as you cross Win Tin Minh Khai, it's no more Wan Ba, it's Wan Mot. So District 3 is now District 1. Anyways, we're gonna keep going down Kak Man Tang Tam, and then we'll take you guys up into the park, and I'll show you guys what that's all about. You'll see it in one of our other videos from this series. It's one of the nicer central parks in Saigon. They got a nice sculpture park in there. And you know, it's just an overall interesting place. Anyway guys, let's cross the street and let's go hit up the park. All right, so we had a little bit of cute park kitties. It's funny, last time we were here, there was kittens too.
Yeah, by the bathroom.
I'm telling you, they're probably just breeding in the bushes and living off of the roaches and mice that are in this park.
Yeah, there's a lot of mice in here.
So guys, this is Tao Dinh Park. This is a really nice park, right in the heart of the border right in the heart of Saigon, border of District 3, District 1. We walked through here in our previous video, but we came in through a different entrance. So now we're gonna cut through this one, show you guys a different side of the park, and then kind of cut it further into District 1. So we started off District 3 near the canal, Hung Sa, and now we're gonna head into District 1 while we have some daylight and potentially get up to the waterfront, but we're not sure if we'll make it there before it gets dark. Yep, we'll just see where the day takes us, and you guys come along and you can see the street scenes and, you know, assess for yourself the situation here. So last time we were in this park, guys, the bathroom over here didn't exist, and it was like a lady charging money to use like a really shitty bathroom. Now they have an official public toilet, so that's progress. This is actually where we first saw a bunch of kittens in the bushes, but it makes sense that there would be a lot in here because it's a big green space and there would be a lot of food for them. Lots and lots of flies, roaches, bugs in general, rats. So, you know, this would be a pretty good place for kitties to set up shop. But yeah, this park has, you know, it was in our life throughout a lot of our time in Saigon, so it definitely has a nostalgic place for us. I'm happy to see overall, guys, that things are kind of getting back to normal and that life is moving again here, because Saigon is like a beehive of a city, you know, and Saigon without movement, it just doesn't seem right to me, you know. So I'm glad that, you know, commerce is moving again and people are moving again, and I hope the situation with the visas calms down so, you know, it gets a little easier for people to come back here, because I think, yeah, okay, you get some real piece of tourists and you do get some bums that show up when you have an open visa policy, but I think it also brings in a lot of innovation, and a lot of people, you know, live in Vietnam because they love Vietnam and they want to contribute to the country, and you know, I think we can mutually benefit each other, and I really hope that in the future, you know, things go back to, you know, they'll never go back to the way they were, and maybe they shouldn't go back exactly to the way they were, but to a much more open version of what we're dealing with now. I think I would live in Vietnam again. I probably, at this point, I've spent a lot of time here, so there's other places I would like to see before that happened, but you know, if I did ever live in Vietnam again, I wouldn't be upset about it. I mean, I quite enjoy the place. I will tell you though, guys, I'm a little tired of Saigon after all these years. If I could come back here on a longer term visa and just hang out, I would probably go somewhere with a beach, or potentially Hanoi. I will probably come visit Hanoi on another tourist visa in a month or so to meet with business connections that we have up there as well. We have people in the ESL and the visa world, and you know, we have contacts in the north also. So I will need to show my face there at some point, and when we do, of course, we're going to take you guys with us. I think we're going to close out in District 1 by the City Hall, guys, so we'll go check out City Hall at sunset. It should be pretty beautiful. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of the video, and I hope you see that life is pretty normal here in Saigon as far as, you know, normal for Saigon goes.
Yeah.
And you know, people are friendly. I haven't gotten any weird looks. Things were getting a little bit weird right before we left Vietnam, but you know, all seems to be okay now. And I've had nothing but friendly, warm receptions. I've got to practice my Vietnamese, which makes me really happy because it's probably the language that I speak the most of outside of English. I speak some Italian, Vietnamese, some Khmer, some Thai, a little bit of Spanish, a tiny bit Albanian, but really the only languages that I have like the ability to have a basic conversation in are English and Vietnamese. So I didn't want to lose the ability. So coming out here and getting to, you know, practice a little bit, even though, like I said, I'm not commanding a business meeting, you know, just using directions and, you know, numbers and just trying to use the vocabulary I have has been real fun and real helpful. And you've got to practice your Vietnamese too, right, Mish?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. So yeah, we're stoked to be back visiting. Next will be Kuala Lumpur, and then we're gonna head over to Thailand most likely from there. So if you guys are enjoying this type of content, please smash the like button, subscribe, you know, leave comments. It helps us. We try to do something a little bit more unorthodox and a little bit more of a kind of gonzo version of travel blogging. We don't, you know, want to just show you everything that's awesome. We want to tell you about the pros, the cons, because primarily what our service does is it helps people who are looking to live out here. You know, we're not so concerned with people who are coming here on a holiday. Not that, you know, we don't encourage it. I think you guys will love Vietnam as a vacation destination, but our business focus is mostly around helping people relocate and start their lives over here. So we want to give you guys a legit perspective, and as much of a perspective as we can, based in reality rather than in, you know, just glorifying everything and making it all sound like, oh, nothing's wrong, everything's perfect, don't worry, come sao. You know, it's better to be honest with people, show them the good, the bad. And if you do decide to come to Vietnam, let us help you. We have the connections you need to get on your feet. We can set you up with employment, housing, visas. You know, we have contacts in all kinds of things in this country. Our reach is very strong, especially here in Saigon, as these are all spots for fixing, repairing shoes. They'll hand make you leather shoes. Obviously everybody's getting rained out right now, but this is normally a spot where there's a lot of people chilling and doing shoe repair, leather work. This street here, guys, is gonna lead to City Hall. So we're gonna wrap up today's video by taking you to City Hall, a beautiful French structure here in Saigon. Yeah, if you like the video, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And if you have questions about living in Saigon, you can hit me up on the Facebook fan page. We are over at City Hall. We're gonna cross over and we're gonna go to Wing Hui Street, get you a nice, beautiful shot of City Hall at dusk. Wanted to let you guys know that as of right now, life seems pretty normal in Saigon. It may take a little while for this video to come out, so you feel free to message us for more current information, and bear in mind that when the video does come out, it could be a little bit later, and the situation could have changed, but Saigon is a place that changes very, very quickly. But as of right now, it looks like, you know, life is more or less back to normal, and I'm really happy to see that. So if you get the opportunity to do business out here, live out here, definitely take it. Saigon is an incredible city. And if you need help getting on your feet, definitely hit us up, guys, because it's what we do.
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Hey, what's up? I'm D from Canada. Hook up with the New York Nomad if you want a smooth ride into Vietnam or any Southeast Asian countries.
Hey, my name is Aaron. Get in contact with the New York Nomads. If you want to get into Vietnam, hit them up. They'll get you in securely and professionally.
Yo, this is Uncle Hollywood. I'm telling you right now, the New York Nomad got me a job. He's legit. Hit him up. Check him out.
New York Nomad set me up in Vietnam.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start. You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's not. We offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do. Are you thinking of living, working, or investing in Thailand? Thailand is an amazing country that's more open than it has ever been before. They're a country that's looking into the future and doing some really radical things. It's an amazing time to be in Thailand, and there is a tremendous amount of opportunities for somebody who has an open mind. Who you deal with in Thailand will determine your experience to a great extent. If you do business with the wrong people, you can end up losing money and even in legal trouble. We have the contacts that you need to help you get on your feet in this amazing country and avoid all kinds of drama and problems that could come about by doing business with the wrong people. If you're interested in investing, working, employment, contacts for visas, contacts for housing, contacts for real estate, we got you covered.